0708. Welcome. It's another episode of Taigong's Six Secret Teachings. We are now in chapter 4, Tiger Secret Teaching, 3 deployments. King Wu asked Taigong, during the battle, what are heavenly deployment, earthly deployment, and human deployment? Taigong said, when you follow the sun, the moon, the stars, and the Big Dipper, it is heavenly deployment. When you follow the terrain, such as hills and lakes, it is earthly deployment. When you follow the chariots, cavalry, and civil and military instructions, it is human deployment. King Wu said, brilliant. Rapid battle. King Wu asked Taigong, if the enemy surrounds us from all 4 directions, cuts off our communications from outside support, and severs our supply routes, what should we do? Taigong said, this is the most difficult situation. Under these circumstances, if you break down from the siege quickly, you can succeed. Any hesitation will cause failure. Basically, it sounds like you have to break down, you have to retreat from the siege if this has happened. If you're in a really difficult situation, get out as quick as possible. Any hesitation will cause failure. Here is the Tao, or the way, to break out. Deploy the troops into formations in all 4 directions. Use the powerful chariots and brave cavalry to attack and confuse the enemy, then assault them rapidly. You will advance without obstacles. King Wu asked, after the successful breakout, if we want to attack the enemy, what should we do? Taigong replied, command the left wing of your troop to attack the left wing of the enemy, and the right wing of your troops to attack the right wing of the enemy. Do not fight the enemy on the road, since it will disperse your forces. At the same time, command the central troops to attack the front and the back of the enemy in turn. You can defeat them despite the odds. Right? So retreat, reposition, and attack. Sure escape. King Wu asked Taigong, our troops are deep in enemy territory. The enemy surrounds our army from 4 sides, cuts off our retreat, and blocks our supply channels. The enemy is numerous and plentifully supplied. The enemy occupies advantageous terrain and establishes solid formations. How can we break out? Taigong said, when attempting to break out, weapons and equipment are vital, while bravery is of utmost importance. Investigate the weaknesses of the enemy's troops in unguarded areas. You can escape by attacking their weaknesses. The formation for the breakout is as follows. Officers hold black flags and weapons in their hands and carry gags in their mouths. They act in the darkness of the night. The officers at the front are the brave, the strong, the flexible, and those willing to take risks. So, the people at the front lines, the people at the forefront of life, of business, of your sports team, of whatever it is, whatever organization you are involved in, the officers at the front are the brave, the strong, the flexible, and those who are willing to take risks. I would say if you do those things and you embody some of those traits, you will become one of the frontline people in the world. They attack the enemy camps and create a path for your troops. The skillful and courageous warriors will use crossbows and act as an ambushing force to cover the movement of troops. The old and weak soldiers, chariots, and cavalry will be in the middle. After deployment, be calm and cautious. Do not panic. Use attack chariots to protect the front and the back, and use cover chariots to protect the left and right. If the enemy notices your moves, your brave and strong pioneer troops should advance and attack immediately, followed by weak soldiers, the chariots, and the cavalry. Warriors equipped with crossbows will hide in secret. When the enemy chases you, your ambushing force can attack their rear and use lights and drums to disturb them in order to make them feel that we rise from below earth and descend from above heaven. If the entire army fights courageously, the enemy cannot stop us. King Wu asked, there are wide rivers, broad moats, and deep burrows ahead of us. We must cross over, but we have no boats. The enemy has numerous soldiers, moats, and high walls. They try to block our advance and cut off our road to retreat. The patrols are watchful and strategic terrains are occupied. Chariots and cavalry block us in the front, and warriors attack us in the rear. What should we do? Taigong said, normally the enemy does not guard wide rivers, broad moats, and deep burrows. Even if they are guarded, the soldiers will not be numerous. We can use tools such as flying rivers, twisting passes, and heaven's Huang to help us cross. Send brave warriors to attack and fight to the death. Burn your heavy equipment and supplies. Inform your officers and soldiers that persistent fighting leads to life and cowards face death. When escaping from danger, the front troops should send out firework signals to troops far away to occupy forests, graveyards, and strategic terrains. Enemy chariots and cavalry will not dare chase us. Firework signals are to gather the front troops to assemble and consolidate into a 4-direction formation. When all your officers and soldiers are brave and fierce, you are unstoppable. King Wu said, brilliant. I love this line here about fighting leads to life. Cowards face death. I'm going to highlight that, take that away, because life is a fight. Cowards commit suicide, right? Cowards face death. You can't continue fighting if you take your own life. You have to be a fighter. You have to be strong. You have to take on what life throws at you, because fighting leads to life. No wonder it's hard. It's got to be hard. Otherwise, it's not a life well lived or worth living.